Hello, this is Chiak. We are back again with another set of Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. We got a case to solve here.
Watson, imagine the victim laid down there on the ground.
Okay, oh wait, here we go.
Her left hand, it is closed around a bag of pastils.
Oh.
Her right hand, it is bloody, as is her wrist.
So she tried to...
The throat, there is but one clean cut, slightly slanted downwards.
Anything
The
else?
ground is muddy.
Anything besides that? I'm like, a twig. This
The
is twig.
throat, there is but...
Okay. I didn't know if that was a missing button or not. Here we go. Okay, let's go into first person point of view.
This door leads to the club for Jewish socialist workers.
Nope, we can't go up here. There's still more here.
The ground is muddy. The throat, there is...
Okay, let's, look at... Here we go. Let's put everything, ground is dirty. The wound to the neck is starting from the right side. The carotid wasn't slit. Victim had her hand on the cut. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Let's go with this here. There's only one wound and it proved mortal. The murder struck the blow from below. Above, maybe. I don't know if we can... Oh wait, sorry. Wait, he said it goes downwards, right? Slightly oblique and descending. I don't know what this one could be. This stride. The wound to the neck is clean starting from the right. So, facing from the right, I would say left, but I guess. See, we're not done here though. That's the thing that's kind of worrying me.
The throat, there is but one clean cut, slightly slanted downwards.
On the right? On the right. So facing... Oh, it would be right-handed then.
The throat, there is...
Nothing here.
Her left hand, it is close. Her left hand, it...
Okay. So I tried to figure this out. Right-handed. There we go. Okay. Is a lumberjack. Where? How in the world? Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry, I read this wrong. I thought, okay, put her hand on her throat. There we go, that makes more sense. There's only one wound and it proved to be mortal. Okay, I don't think... Oopsies, shoot. Okay. So what else am I looking for here?
What are we doing, Holmes?
That is a good question. What are we doing? Why? What else do I need to find here? That's the one thing I don't understand. Because I'm clearly missing something else.
The throat, there is but one clean cut, slightly slanted downwards. Her right hand, it is her right hand, the ground is muddy.
What else am I supposed to find? Can't press, yeah. Here you can't press the space bar.
Her left hand, it is... Her left hand, it is close. Her right hand, it is...
Nope.
Her knees and dress, they are clean.
Okay. There we go. The ground is dirty, but she's clean. Victim didn't struggle. Killed upright. Back to the killer wouldn't make sense. Standing. Lying down. I mean, in the assumption if they're standing up, then it's an arc upward going down. I would say standing. This, I think, is right. Wait, no, but because her blood is pooling on the... Okay, her blood's pooling on the ground, right? So... The victim was careful? Like, didn't struggle. The knees and the bottom of the dress at the front are clean. The victim wiped her clothes? What? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with taller. I just need to figure out... Oh, shoot. Struck from below. Struck from above. I mean, maybe... The reason why I kind of switch from upright is because the whole blood splatter on the wall, but... Okay, that has to be it. The victim didn't struggle on the ground. This is correct because all of these are correct. I mean, she died, so I don't see how it could be superficial. I have to assume this is it. Yeah, so it's green, so for sure it's it. So, this one's throwing me off. The knees and the bottom of the dress at the front are clean. The ground is dirty. I mean, maybe they are shorter. See, problem is, like, if I change this, it might not matter. Line down. Let's change this all to line down if they're shorter. Ugh. I don't know. This one is throwing me off. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be... Any sort of comments at all, Sherlock? Before I try to look this up? And this is not exactly one that you can just make guesswork of. Okay, let's try it standing again. There we go.
We have two possibilities. The first is that Liz Stride's killer and the attacker, seen by Schwartz, were one and the same man. The second is that Liz Stride meets a client. After some discussion, they head towards Dutfield's yard to do their business. As soon as they arrive, the attacker appears while his accomplice keeps watch. Schwartz's arrival dissuades the two men from lingering. They leave the area and leave Liz Stride in a tense state, but glad to have kept her client. He will be her murderer. Both hypotheses are possible, but an incongruous detail will serve to corroborate one of them. An incongruous detail that we were able to establish regarding the Hanbury Street murder. Which one would that be, Watson? Look at the victim carefully, Watson, and tell me the link between the murder of Liz Stride and those of Nichols and Chapman.
The bag of pastels, Holmes.
The bag of pastels. Indeed, Watson. If this woman had to defend herself against an attacker, why would she have held onto this bag in her hand? It didn't fall because this woman's hand tensed at the moment when she fell to the ground. Therefore, Watson, we know the killer distracted his victim's attention by making them take something out of their pockets. Why didn't he slit her throat like the others? He must have feared a struggle with this strong-willed woman. Why didn't he eviscerate her? Because Louis Diemschutz arrived.
Do you think the Whitechapel killer is behind this murder, Holmes?
Yes, and now this murder has been linked to its rightful perpetrator, it will take on deeper meaning when we have examined the facts from that night. Let's go to Mitre Square, where Catherine Eddowes was killed. And make haste, Watson, as we have another murder to commit in 40 minutes.
Okay.
Here we are, Watson, Mitre Square. It took us a mere 20 minutes to get here. If the killer left Dutfield's yard around 1 o'clock, as we assume, he would have arrived here at around 1:20 a.m. We know that Catherine Eddowes' body was discovered at 1:44 a.m. Catherine was released from prison around 1 o'clock, but we have no information as to what she could have been doing until her death. This place has 3 possible ways out. Let's see where they lead.
Okay.
As a precaution, I brought an old map of the area with me. It will help us get our bearings.
Let's hurry, Holmes. This neighborhood makes me ill at ease.
Okay, so we are here. Yes. I think so. Okay, I think I'm going to go first person point of view. What's this? Lamp. What would we have need for with a lamp?
Watson, we are now in the exact spot where poor Eddowes tragically ended her days.
This spot is very dark, Holmes.
That is probably why our murderer chose it. Turn on the light, Watson.
Okay, so we don't have that yet.
Church Passage. It must be opposite the Imperial Club at 16 to 17 Duke Street. Let's go to the end of this
Oh, sorry, accidentally. I was pressing spacebar to see if anything pops up.
Hello, you must be Abraham Solomonovich, am I right?
Yes, that's me. But I know you. You brought a lad to my place to take care of a cat, and I loaned you my mask.
That's me. May I present?
Dr. Watson, of course. Delighted. And you? I have known for a few days that you are a detective by the name of Sherlock Holmes. Is that so?
You don't miss a thing, do you? It was the children who gave me away, am I right?
They didn't want to, but I gained their confidence by offering them a small comb and half a cake.
They made a good deal out of it, so I don't blame them. However, I must request, as a personal favor, that you do not reveal my identity.
You have my word. Curiosity is just killing me, as you may have guessed. Would it be breaking an oath to confide in me the nature of the investigation that you are leading?
Does this spot where we are now in Mitre Square mean anything to you?
A demon lives in this city, Mr. Holmes. These unmentionable acts degrade the human race and put the Jewish community in terrible danger.
Lots of rumors are circulating, but they are but rumors. I see you're leaving the Imperial Club. It's a stone's throw away from Mitre Square, and the 2 recent murders were most probably discussed in there. Do you know if anyone from the club saw or heard anything that night?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. That night, 3 members of our club saw a woman talking to a man at the very spot where we are standing, a few minutes before the body was found at the end of this passage.
Fantastic, Holmes.
Calm yourself, Watson. There is nothing at the moment to suggest it was the victim. Can we meet these members?
I am afraid that won't be possible. As soon as the police heard the evidence of these men, they were sworn to silence.
I understand.
But you are working for the good, and I must tell you what I know. One of the three men, my friend Joseph, left that night with two other members of the Imperial Club, Harry and another Joseph. It was around 1:35 a.m., perhaps a bit earlier. When Joseph, not my friend, but the other, the Aldgate butcher, exited, he saw a man and a woman in discussion at this very spot where we are.
These men must have been about 16 feet away from the couple.
That's about right. So Joseph, the butcher, said to the other two, while pointing at the couple, "Look, I don't like going home alone when I see this kind of people here." My friend Joseph looked at them without noticing anything strange and didn't understand what he meant. They had the look of two rather unkempt people, but no more than that.
Okay. Also, I'm just going to interrupt this. I love how everyone so far has recognized Sherlock out of his common man disguise, yet the police had no clue.
After the murder, did these three men tell the police what they had seen?
Not quite. Harry stated that he hadn't seen the couple. As for Joseph, the butcher, even though he was the one who commented on them and pointed them out, said that he couldn't remember anything except that the man was about 3 inches taller than the woman, who was 5 feet tall, no more. My friend Joseph, on the other hand, did his best to cooperate with the police.
And what did your friend Joseph say? What did this man and woman look like?
The man must have been 30 years old, about 5'7", light complexion, and a fair moustache. He wore a loose, dark jacket, a grey cap, and a red scarf around his neck. But he said that he only saw him for a brief instant, and it would be impossible to recognize him.
And the woman?
He only saw her from behind. She had her hand on the man's stomach and seemed to be pushing him. He said that he remembered that she was small, was wearing a black jacket and a black bonnet. After his testimony, the police took him to see the clothing of the deceased, and Joseph said that they looked identical to those of the woman he had seen. Like I already said, he only glanced at the two, as he was headed with the others in the direction of Aldgate.
One final question. The Imperial Club is a Jewish club, isn't that correct?
Indeed.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Solomonovich.
Bah, it was nothing. We must at all cost prevent this demon from striking again, and the police seem to have some difficulty in doing that. I wish you the best of luck, Mr. Holmes.
Okay.
I have no reason to go that way.
What? No.
The Imperial Club. I have no reason to go that way.
Oh, that just... what's this?
Closed. This building is the Great Synagogue of London.
I'm gonna assume he's gonna say this thing.
Nothing of interest here.
Okay, yeah. Thought so, had to make sure. We need a match for this lamp. Oh, there's passage this way.
This dark and narrow passage leads to St. James's Place. Nothing of interest here.
Okay. And then we have one other passage. Sorry. I was like, is that anything?
This is Mitre Street, from where Watkins, the constable who found the body, came. I need something. Nothing of interest here.
We may need something.
I have no reason to go that way.
He says I need something. Oh, wait, I do have matches. I'm being silly.
Take the lantern, Watson. I have no reason to go that way.
Okay.
Do these objects spread out by the victim remind us of anything, Watson?
Okay. Sorry. Some of these other options, like, where did these is it transvestite, fetishistic, or fetishist? And then there's the murder search Edos. It's like, what? How two of these so completely different from the others?
A thimble is located right beside one of the victim's hands, just like Chapman's sachet of pills and Stride's pastils. The head is turned towards the left. The murderer must have been on the right side of his victim. Let's look at her from the front.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Is that?
The nose was cut. The eyelids were cut off. There is but one wound, Watson. It goes from the left side and descends in a slight oblique towards the right side. These intestines were pulled out altogether to grant access to the abdomen. The main incision goes from the sternum all the way down to the groin. The murderer opened this abdomen as if it were an animal carcass. A kidney was removed. The uterus was removed. Part of this apron is missing. We will follow up on that shortly.
Okay, so that's...
The head is turned towards the...
wait, no, shoot. Damn, there was one more thing, but... Okay, let's do my usual thing of... come on. Clickety, click, click, click.
There is but one wound. The cheeks were slashed to make them thinner. The cheeks were slashed to make them...
Okay, we are done, and then now there's just
the
this
inside
one here.
of the thighs is clean. Once again, there were no sexual relations between the victim and her murderer.
My goodness, Holmes, it was a slaughter.
Understand, Watson, that our killer had neither the time nor the conditions to bother with the niceties. He had no more than 7 or 8 minutes at most to kill the woman, open her up, and all the while in total darkness.
Holmes, it's a woman, a poor victim you're talking about.
Consider all the time this man lost and the risks that he actually took by cutting the victim's face and the lower abdomen in around 20 precise spots, especially the lungs and the liver. These attacks, which I considered gratuitous, are in fact nothing of the sort and have as much sense as the removal of the organs. Watson, we must now consult our timeline. We began in Dutfield's yard, but this time we will try to recreate the actions of certain people, in this case, those of the 2 policemen.
Okay, are we already done with the other stuff? 1:30.
1:30 a.m. P.C. Watkins didn't see the corpse while on his rounds. If P.C. Watkins did his rounds properly, and there is no reason to doubt this was the case, as he discovered the corpse a quarter of an hour later, the murder hadn't yet taken place, and there was no one in Mitre Square, unless they were hidden among the shadows. Enter Mitre Square via Mitre Street, Watson, and stop and try to see me with the lantern. I will be where poor Edow's corpse was.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have no reason to go that way.
I do have the lantern, right? Okay. Ah!
I see you, Holmes.
Perfect, Watson. Let's look at our timeline, Watson.
We can see him way before.
1:35 a.m. A man and a woman are arguing at the entrance of Church Passage. The man came from Aldgate. 1:42 a.m. PC Harvey arrives in Mitre Square. It should be noted, Watson, that the constable didn't enter Mitre Square. He could not have seen the corpse lying on the ground. But would he have been able to see a man sitting or standing? Go to the church passage entrance, then come back and try to see me while holding your lantern. I will stay at the spot where the victim was discovered.
I find it weird that either way it just starts off. We are holding the lantern, yes.
I see you, Holmes.
You had to proceed into the square in order to see me, something Harvey didn't do. It is possible that the killer was still there. 1:42 a.m. PC Harvey arrives at Mitre Square but does not go in. The murderer may well have still been there.
Okay. So let's put this on the timeline.
Very good, Watson. Thus we can categorically state that the murder had not yet occurred at 1:30.
Okay.
1:44 a.m. The body is discovered. Let's put the murder of poor Eddowes on the timeline, Watson.
1:35.
1:35 and 1:42 a.m. The murder would appear to have taken place between these times, that is to say, within 7 minutes.
Agreed, Holmes. But does this really prove that our killer had the time to perpetrate these two murders?
Let's look at our timeline, Watson. There, Watson. We are now certain that the murderer really had the time to commit these two murders.
Incredible.
Let's look at our deduction board, Watson.
Okay. Deduction. Oh my goodness. A thimble is found by the right beside the... Okay. Okay, liver, lung when underwent small incision, kidney, uterus removed, nose was cut, cheeks slashed to become thinner, eyelids were cut. Okay. I was wondering, like, there should be more. Okay, the wound to the neck goes from the right. Okay, fierce and instantaneous. Central incision goes from the sternum down towards the groin. Okay, how's that gonna... Shoot. I'm just gonna say that again, but... Okay, this one leads here. Okay, that's what Sherlock said. Right-handed. Okay. Items of the victim's feet are orderly.
This spot is making me nauseous. Can we not head back, Holmes?
We certainly can't, Watson. We have one final point to address. Do you remember the piece of white apron that was missing just now? It was found just a few steps away from here, at the entrance of a building. That's where we must go.
Okay. The entrance of a building. What building? What? Shoot. Okay. I'm gonna have to find this white piece of apron that was found. White apron found corpse partly missing. Offered long. On Golston Street. Okay. So that's the one here.
Let's go. There's the spot, Watson. By night, Golston Street is deathly silent, which will permit us to carry out a fair few experiments. Let's find the entrance where the piece of the victim's apron and the mysterious chalk message were found. Look at these signs, Watson. We are in the Jewish High Street. Look at these signs, Watson. We are in the Jewish High Street. Look at these signs, Watson.
Okay, I just want to get rid of all the...
Look at these signs, Watson. We are in the I have no reason to go that way. Look at these signs, Watson. We are... Look at these signs, Watson. Look at these signs, Watson. We are in the...
Yes, yes, yes.
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay, I was just spamming spacebar. Oh. Missed one sign, apparently.
Look at these signs, Watson. We are in the...
Now.
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay, so we definitely can't go this way. Oh, there's stairs up here.
Nothing of interest here.
Okay, never mind. There are no stairs up here. These stairs are inconsequential.
There's the spot where the apron and the message were found by PC Long. Now, let's recreate the scene. Remember, Watson, it was raining that night. Find me something with which to mimic raindrops hitting this wall while I write something with my chalk.
The Jews are not the men that will be blamed for nothing. But what does it mean?
Okay, so now
Have you found something for us to pour water from?
Find a
No.
container and some water. Let me remind you that it's night time and the street is deserted, Holmes.
all the better to conduct our investigation.
That may come in handy. Who knows?
Okay. Question
A
is how
watering can. That's what I need. But I can't reach it. An old wooden pole. A merchant probably threw it out.
Okay, can we combine these two things together?
A watering can. That may come in handy. Who knows?
Okay, so. And then we tie it together. Voila, we have our...
A watering can.
Really, Watson? You couldn't just climb from that side of the... Nothing suspicious going on here. Okay, got a watering can. I was about to ask, what about water?
The Jews are not the men.
Okay, yeah, we got. Hey,
Have
found
you
something.
found something for us to put?
Let me go into my inventory. Let me click the item. Then let's
Yes,
talk.
I have, Holmes.
Really? You're gonna
If
make
this
me...
message were written by the killer, then it would have been lying in this entrance for up to 35 minutes before being discovered. Let's find out in what state it must have been. This message could not have withstood an entire night in the rain. During the investigations carried out on the night of the double murder, PC Hulse inspected the entrances of this street around 2:20 a.m. and confirmed to have seen nothing out of the ordinary. At 2:55 a.m., 35 minutes later, PC Long found Catherine Edow's piece of apron and the message in chalk. This message would not have withstood a whole night in the rain, as had I continued to water it for a little longer, I would certainly have erased it. It was written, therefore, at the moment when the piece of apron was dumped. This substantiates PC Hulse's statement, which stated he had seen neither of these during his rounds. After its discovery, it was guarded and protected from the rain, which was subsiding, which explains why it was still legible when it was erased at 5:30. My dear Watson, when you met PC Smith on his rounds in the street, where was he? On the pavement or in the middle of the road?
In the middle of the road, Holmes, without a shadow of a doubt.
Good. You will go down the street with your lantern as if you were a policeman on patrol, using Smith's position as a guide. As soon as you see the entrance where I used the watering can, tell me if you see anything.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to end the set here. So thank you for liking if you liked, thank you for commenting if you commented, thank you for subscribing if you subscribed, thank you for favoriting if you favorited, thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time, guys, see ya!